Women, especially those living in rural communities, are the most vulnerable to economic hardship. Genuine support to such women could unleash the potential of so many of them, and giving them access to resources will increase their productivity. Creating programs designed to empower such women will bring strategic and long-term progress. On Feminine Affairs today, we shall be looking at empowering the woman at the grassroots. And my guest today is Dr. Mariam Danjaki, a grassroots mobilizer.
Like I earlier said, the program is Feminine Affairs, and today we are looking at women in the grassroots, empowering women in the grassroots. And to do that with me is Dr. Mariam Danjaki. She is a grassroots mobilizer. She has been in the field trying to ensure that children are out of the streets, are back home. And today we want to know, why are these children on the street? Where are their mothers? What are the challenges she has encountered to ensure that these children are not on the street? Ma, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Okay, like I said, we are looking at the women in the grassroots and their challenges. You have been in the field trying to ensure that these children are off the street. Women are empowered. What are the challenges?
Thank you very much. We have a very big challenge at hand. The first challenge that we have, because we have challenges, let me put it that way, or the first challenge among the challenges is poverty. You know, they say when you educate a woman, you educate a nation. When you empower a woman, you empower an entire community. But it's quite unfortunate that women are not getting what they're supposed to get in the society. We are only being used for politics, political movements or reasons. For, you know, anywhere you know there's women are. Let me break it down to you. In Nigeria, 67% of the voting power belongs to women in this country. But I see no reason why, when it comes to empowerment, government policies don't really favor women. Let me set an example. About last year, I went into a community in Kaduna State. I empowered women with just 2 million naira, and I think I empowered more than 100 women with just 2 million naira. Because a lot of these rural women, they don't really need very huge capital to start up a small business. Especially in the north, most of our women are used to these small-scale businesses. Yeah. They do akara frying, that is bean cake frying. There's this soya beans frying, what we call awara. They do, they buy granules, some roast, some cook, some buy local the eggs to boil. They mix all this soap. So I don't know why the empowerment is not really reaching them, especially in the rural areas. I do ask that anytime we go and ask them, why are they not empowering you? They will say they don't even know there's an empowerment from the government. But this most surprising thing about the whole thing is, ballot boxes will go into these wards. They will get into their polling units. But when it comes to government policies, government empowerment, I don't know why they're not reaching them. And for the women, like you said, when a woman is not empowered, it will be very difficult for her to train her children. Women, mothers are the owners of children. We are their custodian. We train them. We stay with them at least for nothing less than 18 hours per day. When you are empowered as a mother, if you have a purchasing power, you can easily get some little things done for your children. You can send them to government schools, buy them uniforms, buy them the necessary things they need in school. Or when you find it difficult to feed, how can you send your children to school? And on that part, I'm sorry to say, government is not really doing very well when it comes to children education, especially primary school. There are so many villages. Last week, I was listening to a radio program. One man from Niger State was saying in their ward, in fact, in their polling units, they have a school that has collapsed for more than 5 years. And their children were taught under a tree.
Mm.
So anytime there is rain, in the rainy season, which means they cannot go to school. And the school is under a tree, a very big mango tree. And I called in that program and asked. I said they should ask that man, do they vote?
Mm.
If they will bring ballot paper, ballot box to that unit, I see no reason why they should not bring school classrooms to that unit. So you see, the problem is not really about women. See, women are great creatures from God Almighty. If you give a woman and a man 10,000 naira, the way a woman will use that 10,000 naira, you think it's something else. Because we are gifted with that. But when the government is not looking at women to that level, they want to do empowerment, they will ask you to go and bring your email, they will ask you to bring your NIN. How many rural women know about email and NIN? How many rural people have access to internet?
You talked about not reaching the rural women in terms of empowerment. I thought there's a policy during the campaign that gives rights or gives the citizens or the women in the rural area what belongs to them. What happened to that policy? Is there no policy, or is there no anybody standing in the gap for the women in the rural area? What is happening to their own rights?
Let me put it this way. Number one is lack of proper implementation and coordination.
I agree with you.
Because, let me be fair to the government. They might roll out some policies, they might roll out empowerments, but these people are not well represented. The only representation they have is in the states, from National Assembly, House of Assembly, and it ends there. It ends there. They don't have proper representation. I told you, we have been going to rural areas. We empower women with 10,000 naira, 20,000, some even 5,000 naira. They will tell you all they need. Last year, somebody told me, if you can give me 5,000 naira, I will start selling granules and I'll be okay. So we now cooperated them into a corporate. I asked them to form a cooperative society. Because if you are making 1,000 naira per day, out of what we give you, 10,000 naira, 20,000, 5,000 naira, you people can form a cooperative and be this Osusu, this contribution. Yes. You can be contributing 100 naira per day out of your proceeds. So that by the time you get up to 10,000 or 20,000, you can give it to one person to empower another person. If government has that kind of arrangement, local arrangement, everything cannot be on paper, it cannot be on internet. It's not possible. This is Nigeria. Government should look at the policies they are trying to enact, they are bringing up. Because this is Nigeria. We have our life settings here. Most of these people, most of the women I'm talking about here, majority of women live in rural areas. They are there, ravishing in poverty. How can they now send their children to school? How can you not see as many as uncountable children on streets that are not educated when their mothers are not empowered?
You talked about giving them some stipends to start up something. How about skill acquisition? Don't you think skill acquisition will go a long way? Because when you give them that stipend, she's thinking of what to take care of her children that evening, what they will eat. She might end up using the money to buy food for the children. Now, don't you think skill acquisition will go a long way in eradicating their suffering?
Like I said, the implementation system. How does it get to them? They will tell you, you want to apply for any training, skill acquisition training with the government. You will have to go online. You have to bring your name, your email address. You are talking to a rural person who has never even had any opportunity to access internet. Who's talking about email here? How many of them know about NIN? That's why I said they have to find a way. They have to design a way to get to these rural people. Give them, like you said, skill acquisition. That's what we have been clamoring for. See, whatever you do to women, the society reaps 10 times of what they are giving to women. Because when you teach a woman how to sew, she will sew for the community. When you teach her how to braid, she will do the same thing. When you teach her how to make slippers, bags, bed sheet, when you teach her how to cook, when you teach her how to go on pastry, these are things that it will contribute immensely to the economy of that community or to the society. But it's unfortunate that there's lack of proper implementation. That implementation is the major problem we have in this country. Because you have to design, okay, you that are educated, you can apply online. For those who are women, you design a policy or a program on how it will get to the rural women.
Okay, now let's look at women representation. If we are talking about reaching the grassroots, do we have more of women at the top that we reach to the grassroots?
No, we don't really have. But unfortunately, even the little we have, they are there to represent women. Are they really representing the women? That is the question. They only want to do a high-profile program that will be seen by all. Tell me, since the inception of this government, have you ever seen the woman leader, the Minister of Women Affairs go into villages to empower women? She only empowers women within the city, within Abuja city, or within the states, forgetting that there are women on the grassroots. They are there inside the grassroots. They are the voters. And when it is time for election now, they will have to find their way, carry all their escorts to protect them, take them, they will go into the villages and they'll be seeking for votes. Anyway, we have decided in our NGO, in the first Empowerment Support for Peace Network, that there will be a slogan: if you don't give us, we will not give you.
How do we achieve that?
We will go, because we are grassrooters. We are grassrooters, we are mobilizers. We will enlighten our people, we will sensitize them. Anybody in government position who does not help you, when he has the opportunity to do so, when he comes, don't give him your vote.
The truth is that they will make promises, but do they come back to fulfill the promises? How do you get them to fulfill those promises? To the rural women especially.
That's why they have to do. If you don't give us, we will not give you. That will be our next slogan, especially for women in politics, because we are the voters. We are the embodiment of democracy. We are the voters. It is only a woman that can line up for 10 hours to make sure that she votes the candidate of her choice. So this time, we will not take it lightly. We will do an aggressive sensitization to our women. If they don't give, don't give. We don't need their rice. We don't need their spaghetti or their soup. What we need, educate our children and empower us. When you do that, you don't even need to come back to campaign. We know you have done enough for us. Then we'll vote for you. You know?
The present administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the First Lady, she has come up with some measures that is empowering women, giving food to the less privileged in states especially. Have we done a research to ensure that these items are getting to the grassroots?
It only stays on the surface, and that is our worry. It only stays on the surface. It has never gone down, because we follow all these trends, we follow all their programs, and we follow it diligently. We go grassroots and ask, have you gotten anything? They will tell you they don't even know anything is happening. So when you come out, they will say you are criticizing the government. So the little we can do, we are doing. The little we can afford, we are trying, we are sensitizing them, we are getting, how do I put it to you? We are getting people that are ready to contribute to society freely, to come and teach these people something. You know, it's just quite unfortunate that women are at the receiving end of every bad policy making and decisions.
Now let's go back still on the woman issue. When you see that we have a lot of out of school children on the street, most times when a child is succeeding, the glory goes to the father. When the child is failing, the mother carries the blame. Now, looking at that, is that a criteria, or is that the right for a woman to let her children to be used as political talks? Who should we blame? in this case?
The mothers and the government. Like I said, sometimes poverty. You cannot differentiate between a poor person and a drunkard. They go hand in hand. When you have children, some of them, yes, according to their statement, we have gone to them, we have asked them, and they told us. Some of them were not even out on the street when they were arrested. Some of them were followed to their houses. Some of them were arrested 2 days after the protest. Coming back to the children, they are supposed to be in school. Who is supposed to be give the basic education? Is the even the primary school, the so-called primary school, they are claiming that it's free education. It's not free. I don't know what the citizen of any country should benefit from their government. At least we should have at least free education and free healthcare system. We are talking about these children. Like in the north, they are blessed with boarding a lot of children. It's a blessing. They are blessed. But sometimes when you look at the economic capacity of the children, it's very low. Of the parents, sorry, it's very low. If the government has provided the basic need for these children, which is education, they don't need to buy pencil, they don't need to buy exercise books, they don't need to buy uniforms. At least this should be basic rights of every citizen. At least every child in this country. When they do that for them and they go as far as secondary school, then it is left for the mothers or the parents to decide whether the children will go for skill training, technical training, or if they can afford to send them to universities. It's all right. Most of these children are brilliant. When they talk, you know they are very, very brilliant. They are intelligent. But because of lack of economic power, the parents could not send them to school. Even if you want to send your child to go and learn a skill, to get a skill acquisition from all these mechanics and the carpentry, you have to pay. When they don't have, what do you expect?
Okay, knowing the economic power, is birth control not advised?
This time I'll tell you, sometimes there are some religions that are against it. There are religions that say, no, this is a gift of God, we cannot stop it. And they also believe that born many children, at least maybe, if you are not rich, the other one might be. What if he dies? There are some religions that believes in all that. But even at that, there should be basic right of a child from the government. That should be the truth. We are trying. There are a lot of NGOs that are collaborating with us. We are picking out of children, out of a child in school. We are picking them randomly to sponsor them. But it is not our right to do that. We are just doing it for humanity. But it is supposed to be government stuff. You provide the school that ordinary chalk. It is the children, the people of the school that will contribute money to buy a carton of chalk for them to be taught in school. And we are saying we have Minister of Education. And every year you are allocating budgets, huge budgets to Minister of Education. We should be fair to ourselves. We should all know that one day, apart from being a government, one day we will all account for whatever we have done in the presence of the Almighty on the day of judgment. You are allocating huge money to the Federal Ministry of Education, while the children in the villages, even in local government, will have to contribute money to buy ordinary chalk for the teacher, for him to be able to write on the blackboard. Not talk of uniforms. Who is talking about textbooks? Who is talking about exercise books? While we are here lavishing money on unnecessary things, and you are now blaming some parents when they don't have. Look at what is happening in the economy. Look at the economy. Yesterday, somebody came to me that he has 4 children. He has to pick only one to go to school.
Wow.
Because they cannot afford it. And this is a government school. A government secondary school in Abuja, we are paying over 100,000 naira. 80,000 naira. How much is the minimum wage? When you are paying over 80,000 naira for a child in a government secondary school. Some even up to more than 100,000 as registration fee, as a tuition fee. It is not, it is annoying and disheartening. We all got free education.
Yeah.
Even the leaders got,
Yes.
they were more privileged than any other person. Why don't you provide the same environment for the upcoming children? Whatever these children becomes, God will ask our leaders. He will ask them. Because when you say you are a leader, leadership comes with a lot of responsibility. It does not really mean that it is the government. No, you have to be human as well. Look at the case of this minor. For God's sake, the IG, if his own child or his own brother's child is involved, we need have. Look at how malnourished they are. They are feeding them once in a day. Some of them even sleep, according to a very dark man, by the toilets. God is watching. Whatever we do, God is watching. And we all account for whatever we have done while alive. If you have the power today, many people have come and gone. One day you will go and you will leave it. And you will ever live to regret what you have done to other people. You might not come out openly to say it, but deep inside you, you will know you didn't do it.
So now, where will you advise the government to start from, especially this present administration, in the area of helping the rural women? Where do you want them to concentrate? Which area do you want them to concentrate on in terms of helping the rural women?
One is through skill acquisition. Let them teach them skills. Secondly, is basic education for children. And for the secondary school, government should lay more emphasis on technical colleges. Must all of us go to university? Must all our children in China? Most of them are not really educated. But they taught them skills. Let government repair our technical schools. Please. As secondary school people, during my secondary school days, there are a lot of technical colleges. By the time you finish secondary school, some will even tell you, I don't want to go to university. He has learned how to be a technician, electrical technician, carpentry, mechanic, and they are doing well. Even if he stops at secondary school, but he has a job to do, it's okay. It will curb this menace of criminality that we have in this society. It's because they don't have anything doing and they're not educated.
So as we wrap up this segment, what is your call on women? Women are always at the receiving end of the societal vices.
Yeah.
Women in this case are the issue. If a woman is empowered, the entire society is empowered.
Yeah.
If you are willing to empower a woman and she's not willing to open up for the empowerment, what will you do? What is your call on women as it is now, generally?
We will call on women. We have to sensitize them. They have to know the essence of being empowered. Because you as a mother, we are talking about mother, not even women. Because every woman is a mother. When you are not empowered, how can you even train a child? How can you even feed a child? Because, like you said, we are always at the receiving end. It's either you are the first or your husband dies. And automatically they leave you with these children. First of all, you give them what they call charity begins at home. Moral values. Teach them what it means to have morals. These things are the first problem we still have in the society. We have lost that moral value in our children. And sometimes, like I said this morning to somebody, that you don't give what you don't have. You discipline yourself first as a mother, so you can discipline your child. You give yourself that morals. You give it back to your children. Then you have to look for a way. Even if government did not come to you, look for a way to learn a trade. Learn a trade, empower yourself. By doing so, you are teaching your child to be dependent on himself. Because whatever you do, we are like mirrors to our children. They see through us. So if you as a mother is dependent on yourself, definitely the child will be independent as well.
Thank you for coming on the program. We sincerely appreciate your time. And we appreciate what you are doing for the women in the grassroots. And we assure you that as we continue to fly this program, they will see what you are doing. And they will also bring help for you to reach to the women of the grassroots. Once again, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
We've been talking with Dr. Mariam Danjaki, a grassroots mobilizer, a mother, and a solution giver to the downtrodden. Until we come your way again same time next week, I am Juliet. Thank you and thanks for watching.